Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp and Chance Wrestling. I am your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always, my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance Michaels. Mr. Michaels, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good yourself.
Happy Labor Day, man. Thank you. Yeah, everything's
Yeah.
good. Can't complain. Brand new week. School starts tomorrow. What can we say? I mean, here we are. We're back into that fall routine. The NFL is coming back. But hey, before we go any further, I want to start off the show with you guys listen to us on Spotify. You can listen to us on Apple. You can listen to us on our YouTube channel at Samp and Chance. But
Mhm.
also, Chance, did you know that you can now find us on the WSN, the Wrestling Society Network, a huge network out of the States. We're part
Mhm.
of that family. These guys are on Roku. So you can download the app on Roku. You can download the app if you have Apple TV. Dude, we've started a new Patreon page as well. So if you
Nice.
spend $5 a coffee a day, why not spend $5 on a Patreon subscription to the WSN? A lot of great content on there, man. If
Yeah.
you haven't checked it out, they have documentaries, they have a ton of podcasts, so many different things. So, guys, real proud to be a part of the WSN family. So yeah, make sure to check us out over there and all the other great podcasts that are available, and check out the Patreon page. Just
Yeah.
launched, freshly launched. So check that out. All right, Mother. Now that we've got that all sorted and set up, let's talk Clash in Paris, man. Did you watch the show?
I did. I did. Yeah. After
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact, not live.
Yeah. No, I think, just being a midday pay-per-view, a lot of people probably would go home in the evening and kind of take it in on this side of the pond. But man, I tell you what, I did a 4.5, almost 5 hour preview watch along with the round or the main event roundtable, as we call ourselves. A group of us, four of us together. Mike D from the 313, you've met him. He's been on the
Hmm.
show.
Yeah.
Joe Monroe from the Joe Monroe Show, and co-founder of the Wrestling Society Network, Professor Bear. I'm working at getting on some of those guys on the show here, so
Hmm.
they can get a little taste of Chance Michaels and
It'll be fun. It's all in good fun.
no, 100%, brother,
Yeah.
100%. It was beautiful. It was a lot of fun. It was my first time really buckling down and settling in for that long,
Mm.
and I got to wet my chops a little bit, do a little bit of commentating, as if because we couldn't have the volume up because of copyright issues and
Mm.
stuff like that.
But
But
shut you
man,
off.
I tell you what, man, I came back and I watched the show a little bit with the volume, and it's a different beast when you actually hear that crowd.
Hmm.
Without the volume, without the commentary, without anything but just wrestling, I tell you what, it wasn't a bad show, man. I mean, I
Right.
implore you to watch a show without sound. And, I think that's the best way to gauge a program almost, man. I'm wearing my Shakir Stevenson shirt that we picked up in 2023. This
Nice.
is so I'm going to be honest, man. I've been working really, really hard to kind of, maintain my diet and do really,
Hmm.
really well with your support and respect. This is an extra large, man. So it's kind of getting a little
Working.
bit
Whatever
hard.
you're doing is working. Keep it up.
Hey, you know what, man? It's nothing hard. It's very simple. It's just walking, eating right, and the biggest thing is eating right. It's
Yeah.
the rest of it all falls in place. It's all diet, right? But anyways, I just wanted to share
Yeah.
that with you, brother, man. I didn't
Oh,
get the
good for you.
chance
Keep up.
to
Happy for you. Keep it up.
check it out. What do you think?
Looking good, dude. You definitely trim it up and get a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
muscle mass on you and just keep it up.
yeah. It's all coming together, man. You got my man Shakira on my chest. Everything is beautiful. So the
Hmm.
Steelers, you got your Seahawks hat on.
Aaron
Here we go,
Rodgers.
man.
Got Aaron
Here,
Rodgers. We got
Yeah,
Sam
yeah,
Darnold.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hey, I'll tell you what, man. We got DJ Metcalf, we got Aaron Rodgers. I'm not having high expectations. I never go with any expectations in a football season because it's so short. I mean, football, I feel, is that one sport. If you are in the hole in week 3, it's really hard to get back out of it,
Hmm.
right? Baseball, hockey, basketball, the other three big ones, you have 2 months to work out the
Make up for
kinks.
it. Yeah.
But football, you got to be on your game. So, you know what? I'm looking forward to the season. Every year, it's a clean slate. We're all contenders.
Hmm.
So, you know what? Here we go. Is
Be
start
fun.
this Thursday?
This Thursday, Cowboys Eagles.
There we go, man. So we got that. So we got all that good stuff going on. The wrong team for Pennsylvania is on opening night, but that's okay. But man, Clash in Paris. I thought it was a good show. I'll be honest, straight off the bat, I'm going to tell you, I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Fair.
And that,
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think every match was good. Like, look, the show went 3 hours and 40 minutes. Okay. And I'm only know that because I went back and I looked at the Netflix afterwards and it
Yeah.
showed it was 3 hours and 50 minutes. Take out the intros, take out the promos, take
Yeah.
all that stuff out. The show itself ran 3 hours and 40 minutes. Me personally, I think maybe because we're doing the watch along and maybe from that perspective, it didn't feel that bad.
Yeah. You were
Right?
engaged with it.
I was in sync with it. It was fun, and I was having a blast with these guys. It's a lot of fun.
Mhm.
It's the closest thing you can get to sitting in a room with your buddies and watching the show,
Yeah. It's doing it through
right? So
the internet.
yeah, these are the good things that the internet does, people. It does a lot of bad things. It offers a lot of bad things, but these are the good things that it offers, man. That
Yeah.
wholesome stuff. But Clash in Paris, man. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's see what's going on. You know what? Let's just start with the good old fashioned Donnybrook, Sheamus versus Rusev. These guys have great matches together. Say what
They
you
work
want about
hard. Oh, they
Rusev.
work hard.
Say what you want about Rusev, say what you want, right? But I mean, this is a testament to Sheamus, in my opinion. He's come so far in his career. Like, we're not that far off from celebrating this man's 20th anniversary in WWE. Can you imagine Sheamus has lasted this long? Like, he's been around, man. I remember watching him wrestle at WrestleMania 26 in Phoenix.
Yeah. He's had a good career.
He's had a
Hall
longevity,
of
man.
Famer for sure. No doubt about that.
100%. He's accomplished everything. The only thing left for the man is his intercontinental title. But other than that, I mean, I think he's at a point right now where he's there to elevate talent and it doesn't hurt him because the way he's able to connect with the crowd still to this day is unheard of, right? I mean, he hasn't really changed up much except his hairstyle from year to year perhaps, but other than that, his in-ring and everything, the way he can connect with fans, you can't argue that. You can't, right? And you know what, Rusev needed this victory, so Rusev won. You and I are one for one so far in our predictions here. Hard hitting match. A lot of it was in the ring. It wasn't as much as I thought it would be. My only concern was in this match was the stacking of the barrels. In my opinion, if you're using that as a prop and using that as a tool to execute a move, I would have hoped that they would have secured those top barrels a bit more and not made it so wobbly. You know what I mean? Like you're just asking for it. And you could tell the ref was involved as well because referee Jess was holding on to the barrels to keep it steady. That's my only complaint with the match. Other than that, I thought the match was great. What were your takeaways?
I wouldn't call it great. It was really good though. Sheamus always puts on a hard hitting, strong style match. He hits hard, he kicks hard, he punches hard, he clotheslines hard. He works like a strong guy, which he is. Rusev, he's not bad in the ring, but the guy is not over. He's never going to be over. Should never brought him back. But in saying that, we're just talking about the match right now. It was a good match. And these guys beat the crap out of each other. What you want from two big, strong men. So I thought it was a pretty good match. Yeah.
And they work really well together. They're good friends.
Sheamus has some big welts on the back.
Yeah. I mean, between the kendo, I mean, I almost felt like it was a match between the kendo stick and the shillelagh. You know what I mean? But great,
it's nice
great
to see too. Nice to see in wrestling nowadays. You don't see it a lot anymore. Two big guys just beating the crap out of each other. So I enjoy that myself. So I like it.
Hey, you can't go wrong with it. Now, where does Sheamus go from here? I don't know. What about Rusev?
I hope this feud's over now. They're going on for a couple months. Time to break the feud.
I think it's over. Rusev got the win, right? You might get a couple remnants here and there over the next couple weeks just to kind of close it out and try to set up what the next step is for Rusev. I mean, the key here now is if you're booking and if you're writing, okay, you gave him the victory. Amp him up a little bit. Let's see
you got to go with
the character, right?
Yep.
It doesn't hurt Sheamus. This was all for Rusev.
No, it doesn't matter. Sheamus is what he is now.
Yeah. And Sheamus putting over Rusev was what Sheamus is going to be going forward.
Oh.
All right. Nikki Bella versus Becky Lynch. I'll tell you what, man. I think Nikki needed maybe one or two matches before this at this stage. You could tell she was not green, but she wasn't in sync, man.
She was a little off.
She was a little off. She did the best she can. Respect to her. And the one thing that I talked about on the watch along was, can you imagine how many women now, it wasn't a very common thing, but it's becoming more and more common that these girls are coming back after having given birth and looking great. I asked the question, aren't women supposed to have stretch marks after pregnancy, right? You would think that's the case, just to show how naive.
Yeah, she might put some makeup on them and stuff, cover it up.
Well, no, apparently I went back and took a look into it. If you work hard, and that's the basis of everything we talk about is hard work, right? Those girls that work super hard to get back into that shape and into that form can have them disappear by training.
Yeah, these are top girls. This is not your average 9 to 5 mom working, right? These are top. right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. So they're top athletes. So I mean, just from that, you had two moms in the ring. Nikki gave it the best that she could, and Becky
she didn't do
carried her
bad.
as
You could
much
just
as she
tell not
could.
simple Nikki.
Yeah, and, a couple
She'll
spots.
get back into form. It's like John Cena's first couple matches, he's out of sync. Now he's
Yeah,
rolling. Same
but
thing here.
is Nikki back though? That's the question. Was she only here for a cup of tea? Is she going to be back? What does she do going forward from here? Right. So
I
that's
don't
the
think you'll see her
question.
all the time. If you see her a few times out of the year, a couple matches,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
good.
Kind of
More
like a Trish
attractive.
status
Yeah.
now. Right. And speaking of Trish, I want to pass on our condolences to Trish and her family. A couple of weeks ago, she lost her mom. The reason that she left wrestling was to go take care of her mom, who wasn't well at the time. And unfortunately, I guess it must have paid off in those 10 years that she's been gone.
Mhm.
She'd been taking care of her family, and her mom passed away. So our condolences from us here at Samp and Chance, and God rest your soul,
Yeah.
basically. But yeah, no, overall, I thought the match was okay. I mean, the right person won. The man is still the man, still your intercontinental women's champion. Nikki did the best she could. I'll give her that. But I mean, overall, I don't think it was the best performance. I hate to say it, but maybe that was the bathroom break match of the night.
And yeah, Nikki didn't look great, a little out of sync, a little bit off timing, but that also could be a Becky as a veteran who's been doing it. Like Nikki's been around longer than Becky, but Becky's been more fresh with it. I thought
Well, we
Becky
talked
could have done a
about
better
it
job of
like
making her look better. I thought she dropped the ball there.
yeah, and we talked about it to a certain extent on the show. Like, we talk about the women's evolution and all that, kind of sprung up and whatnot, and how Nikki and Brie really fit into all of that.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, and I argued the fact that the revolution didn't really start until Sasha, Bailey, Becky, and the four of them, right,
Mm-hmm.
came up. Bailey, Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte. Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
four of them came up, and that's when he started to see the matches change, and he started to see the girls actually getting more than 2 3 minute matches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, did Nikki Bella and Brie Bella and that crew play a role in this? Perhaps they did to a certain extent.
Well, I think they did because you got to remember that their reality show was huge.
No, yeah, from the entertainment I'm talking,
Yeah,
yes,
but so
right?
that reality show
Yeah.
would bring my women and regular women that don't even watch wrestling. This is be honest, not a lot of women watch wrestling. So they'd watch the Bella twins. Oh, Nikki or Bree's having a match, let's put it on. So I was very
Yeah.
smart that you give them that reality show because that started getting them mainstream,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I feel put it all snowballed from there.
No, no, it snowballed from there, right? From the entertainment standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you could see there's levels between the wrestling side of it, right?
My thing with Becky is I thought she could have done a better job of making Nikki look better. I don't think she did that. So I think Becky could have done a little better myself.
Yeah,
Becky looked
no,
good with her stuff, but she didn't make Nikki look good.
no, 100%, and I agree with you completely. And that's why I say that it was really evident. Like if if
Mm-hmm.
if if Becky had just taken a little bit more care of the situation, being the ring general, I said it. Well,
Mm-hmm.
Becky has to be the ring general here.
Oh, for
She
sure.
has to control the match. She has to control the flow, and I think she did an okay job. But I mean, if we're talking about what Nikki wasn't doing, it's a clear indication that Becky wasn't doing her part either, which
Yeah.
is fair, right?
Yep.
All right. Let me just bring it back up here. Sorry, 1 second. All right, let's move on to this one. The Wyatt Sick against the Street Profits. Based on everything I've seen on SmackDown with the tag team division, which I think is better than the Raw scene on the tag team side of it.
It is.
It wasn't the match that I expected, but you know what? I think this match wasn't necessarily for the tag team titles. It was more of a cover. I think what we're seeing here, and just to clarify, the Wyatt Six won.
Mm-hmm.
It took all of them to come in and interfere. So the Wyatt Six, are they face, or are they heels, or are they tweeners? I say they're tweeners.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right. Okay. But I think the basis of this match, now think about this. We haven't talked about this. This is just my own thought process. Wasn't it set up more to create the dissension and the official breakup of the Street Profits, which I think needs to happen?
I've been calling for that for over a year now. Montez Ford's the star of the show.
Yeah.
He's a great individual worker. So yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to go on here because he's so talented. You got to get him out there. He's got to go on the main stage and see what he can do with it without the partner there. They've been a tag team for I don't know how many years, but quite a 5 years, 6 years they've been
Well,
around.
dude, from NXT days onwards, right? When they were NXT Black and Gold, all the way up to their time, they've been together. They've held their titles. They've
And
done
these guys
this,
haven't been on pay per view in a while. They missed most pay per views. These guys aren't even on it
and they don't win on the pay per view either,
if they're even on it. So this at
right?
least Montez
So,
Ford single, he's so over the crowd with his athleticism. I think we'll start seeing some more pay per views.
well, I think we're going to see the official breakup. I think in the next little while here, if not this week. In
Yeah,
the next few months, we're probably going to get these guys going, head to head at some point, anyways, right?
looks like it.
I mean,
Yeah,
one can argue, do they need to feud each other in order to go their separate ways, or do you think we need to have a feud between the two of them to establish? I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was bad. It was just kind of in the middle of the road. It could have been a SmackDown match.
exactly. That's what to say. That's a SmackDown match. It wasn't bad, but you could have cut that one out.
Yeah, yeah. So the night started with Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed, and I really, really enjoyed this match. Why? Because even though Roman won, yes, Roman won. Okay, so based on everything we've talked about right now, we are 4 for 4 for our predictions going into this. Roman Roman really showed his levels, keeping Bronson strong.
Yeah,
Okay, if you look at this match, it was basically Bronson controlling the flow of the whole match. Pretty much Bronson beating up on Roman Reigns, which was great because it kept Bronson looking good. It kept Bronson Reed looking like that he can compete at that upper echelon level with a top superstar in Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns won very quickly. It was a quick roll up, it was a quick win victory, but for the most part, Roman got his ass kicked all night.
yeah. No, he made Bronson look good. It was a good match. Hard hitting, and like you said, he's a veteran. He knows what he's doing. So Bronson's going to look strong the whole time. He's going to dominate the pace, the flow, and Roman will show up at the end, spear him.
Yeah, and which was great because you want to keep the vision strong. You don't want to take away from Bronson Reed either, who's up and coming. These are those kind of matches where you can lose and still look good in the loss. And that's what we got here. But after the match is where all the fun started. He got his shoes back.
Yeah.
Right? The Shuafala, he got him back. He choked up Paul Heyman. So a little level of revenge there. Entertaining. Roman goes out, stands on the announce table, cuts the shoelaces, signs him, and starts throwing him into the crowd. So great, a little memento for anyone that caught those shoes. But yeah. I don't know if he got them all out there because out of nowhere, Braun Breaker comes out, sets up the feud for the next tribal chief as Roman works his way towards Seth Rollins. I guess he has to go through all the henchmen and everything in order to get to Seth, but it looks like Roman's written off again because for the first time, and I can't think it, I don't know if it's out there, but Roman has never been carried away on a stretcher.
He hasn't. No, I don't think so.
Right. So the beatdown that this guy took from everyone. I mean, him and Bronson beat the tar out of him, man. How many tsunamis off the top rope? 6, 7?
Something like that.
Right? At least 6, right? 6 tsunamis. Squash the guy. I'm thinking, where is everyone? Why isn't anyone coming out to help Roman? Finally,
Jay's got no crew now, right?
Finally, Jay comes out. And you got to think, okay, everyone's there, right? I'm not expecting the MFTs to come out or anything, but at least Big Jim should have come out or something, right? But I like how they did it because he's not a part of that story.
Well, the thing is he's a part-timer now, so you're not going to see him all the time. So this way, we get him off TV for a month or so.
Yeah,
back has a feud.
Yeah, so they've set it up now basically where he's going to go up against Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker next. Go through that channel, And then I guess somewhere along the line, we're gonna get Roman and Seth for the heavyweight championship at some point here. I don't know when, I don't know how they're gonna play it, but I guess right now we're looking more towards a Braun Breaker Roman Reigns feud.
Yeah.
And so you know what? I had no problem with the match. I thought it was fun. And I think what really made it a lot of fun was this crowd. We got to touch on this crowd in Paris, 30,000 plus. The biggest indoor stadium in Paris. Apparently, they broke the gate record, which was held by Taylor Swift. So, are WWE tickets to premium live events more expensive than going to a Taylor Swift concert?
Way more expensive.
Wow, right? Yeah. They outsold Taylor Swift, and you know, I
they didn't outsell her. They put the ticket prices higher. The crowd is hot. Like I said, those crowds are hot always because they don't get what we get out here all the time. They don't get to see this very often, so they're more enthusiastic. You imagine wrestling come to America for a year.
Yeah,
it'd be going.
The
crowd was great. They were jumping.
It's kind of like here in Vancouver. You know, when they do decide to come and grace us with their presence. Mm-hmm. Even if it's a house show, they can sell out, you know, Rogers Arena, you know, 13, you know, like easy 19, 22,000 people will be there.
Yep.
Right. For a house show, which is insane. Right. So
we don't get it very often.
We don't get it very often. So, I mean, I understand that completely, but that crowd was fire, man. I mean, that crowd was all over it. Like nobody's business. A lot of fun listening to them after the fact. I mean, I didn't get to enjoy them during the show, but it was a lot of fun. No issues there at all. But yeah, let's move on here. Fatal 4-way for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk versus a taped up Jey Uso, who also got beaten up in trying to save Roman, versus LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. Seth wins. We have a new member of the Vision too. We'll talk about it at the end. But the match itself, I tell you what, I think everyone did the best they possibly could. I think the match flowed really, really well. Everyone had their spots. Everyone was in the right position. So from that perspective, I have no issues. We truly saw how slow Seth or Punk is now. His flying body, the cross body.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Off the top rope. You know, he couldn't extend the way he used to. You know, you look at CM Punk doing that move 10 years ago compared to what it looks like today. It didn't look great. He was the slowest out of the four. LA Knight being 40 plus.
He looked amazing. Holy crap.
He did an amazing job.
He stood up for me just watching that whole match. He was the fastest guy. Seth, I know, was a bit hurt. He moved a little slow, not as fast as Punk. But CM Punk and Jey Uso are so slow.
Yeah,
so unathletic. Jay's super kicks have no power. When he goes to spear, there's no spring in his step. Like, you know, when you watch Roman, Goldberg, and Braun Breaker spear, they go all out, right? I mean, they're former football players, but I mean, to me, LA Knight was the best worker in that match. He was the fastest, the biggest, strongest. He delivered the best moves, I thought. And to me,
I mean, the one move that really, you know, for a 40-plus-year-old man to be able to jump off the apron onto the top rope the way he did.
Yeah,
that's you know, I've seen him slip a couple times in the past. So for him to pull that off there
with ease,
the way he did it, you know, it was really, really, really cool to see.
You know, the match, like, to me, LA Knight, he outworked LA Knight. He's getting a little. They always say Triple H don't like him. He doesn't like him. Whatever the case, we don't know. But I'll tell you one thing. You watch that match, you can just tell LA Knight was the most hungriest, the sharpest. He outperformed everybody in that match by a country mile.
He did. He looked great. You know, credit due where credit is due. But the match itself was fine. I had no problem with it. I think everyone worked really, really well together within their capacities. No issues there. The ending, though, came when Seth was just, you know, about to lose. Everything was working in his favor. LA Knight was out of the match after he went through that table. We never saw him again for the rest of the night. And basically, once again, CM Punk had the victory in the grasp of his hand. He had the power, as Hulk Hogan said, the power's in the palm of my hand, brother. Yeah. You know, he had it right there, ready to go. But then someone comes into the ring, a masked person, and gives him the nut shot from hell. And it's Becky Lynch. She's teamed up with her husband, and it looks like she's a new member of the Vision. I was kind of hoping to be Austin Theory, to be honest.
I can't stand Becky Lynch. I find her so obnoxious, so annoying, and overrated. That's my personal take. So
hey, you know what, man? If
AJ Lee's going to come back, we'll see a tag match.
You know what? I'm hoping, because I miss AJ. I do enjoy her. I loved her when she was in the company. I really enjoyed her presence there. So I'm hoping she does come back for one more match, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so maybe that's what we're gearing up to
I
here.
hope TKO and Bruce Pritchard and Colin and Triple H are having a serious conversation saying, how much more longer can we pull the wool over people's eyes and throw CM Punk out there and looking
Until
like
WrestleMania. Until
this
WrestleMania, bro.
looks terrible.
I
I get
think
it, he's old. He's
yeah,
an old
yeah.
man.
I think he goes till WrestleMania. I'm gonna hold steadfast
Oh,
to
he'll
my
go past
prediction.
WrestleMania. They're gonna keep
No,
him.
no, no. Meaning wise, like I'm holding steadfast to my prediction that I made that it's after that he lost to Seth when Seth cashed in. This is gonna be night one's main event.
Probably.
Right? Seth versus Punk for that title, which
I don't
means
know about that though, because we're in September. I don't know if we're gonna drag. They don't want to drag it up to April. That's way too long of a feud.
but I think they
I
can
hope
do
not.
some. Well, here's the way I'm looking at it, and we talked about this yesterday a little bit too. I think it's time for LA Knight to go heel. I think it's time for him. The babyface run is over. I think he'll work even better as a heel. And if you're looking to reinvent yourself, and if you're going a little stale, like people are saying, then let's flip him. He's going to be an amazing heel. If you've seen his work in the past at TNA as a heel, as Eli Drake, and in NWA as Eli Drake, he was great. He was entertaining that way too. You can get into a program with CM Punk to kind of, break up the monotony a little bit and then get these guys revisited again.
Why not bring in some real life storylines? So we know Triple H and LA Knight don't see eye to eye. We know LA Knight is not one of his boys. So why not bring a real life storyline there? Why not he go heel? Why doesn't he call up Triple H? Why not say you married the boss's daughter? You didn't earn your spot.
Well,
we need some more.
Maybe
No, but what I'm saying is we need realism in wrestling. There's no real storylines right now, and the best storylines that we've ever had have a bit of reality in them. There's no reality. So we need something like that. Something to spark this up.
And as a heel, that would work, right? So I'm saying turn him heel, and maybe they can do something like that, right? And it's like you say yourself, though, Triple H is on TV too much, and now you're asking him to be a part of a storyline.
If you can get us, like he's just out there bragging about himself, or we can get a storyline with some real heat, sprinkle it up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Hats off to LA Knight because, man, he outworked and he outperformed everybody in that match by a country mile. I mean, Jay and Punk were slow. They barely move. Why doesn't somebody rip that chain off of Jay's neck? You were enjoying the ring. Why doesn't somebody choke him with it? Why don't you rip that?
The fact that they're able to pull everything off and not rip off the chain, I mean, that's a testament to itself.
Why are they choking with it? Because back in the day, if you wore a chain, it'd hang you by the neck with it, right?
I get it. But
it was a good match. But
it's ironic that you mentioned that because Mike D's a sneakerhead.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a big sneakerhead, right?
Okay.
And so is Professor Bear to a certain extent. Not me. I'm T-shirts and jerseys and hats, right? Yeah. That's my forte. That's what I like to collect, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about it. I counted it up, dude. I have over 80 jerseys.
Oh wow!
That includes football, European football. I'll never call it soccer. I just did, but you know what I'm saying. So between soccer jerseys, football jerseys, hockey jerseys, and baseball jerseys, I have about 80 of them.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I don't wear 90% of them because I just collect them.
That's cool.
Like, for example, I have the entire steel curtain.
Oh, nice.
In jerseys.
Oh, nice.
Right? All of them. I have all 4 of them, right? And my Cubs jerseys and stuff like that. So I just keep collecting. Even if I'm not a fan of a team, if I like a jersey, I'll collect it.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm on the hunt for 2. I'm in the hunt for Roma's jersey, which has Qatar on the front. And because I have an Elantra N, I want to promote the Hyundai, so it's got Hyundai on the back.
Oh, nice. That'd be good.
I just want that just for the collection. You know what I mean? Cool. And the second one that I'm looking for right now is the new Liverpool 25-26 away jersey. Love that white jersey.
Nice.
So that's what I'm looking for right now. Anyways, back to the show. Sorry about that tangent. Last match, well, not last match of the night, but the last match we're going to talk about here on the card was John Cena versus Logan Paul. We talked about it yesterday briefly, and I wasn't 100% where I am today on it. You know what? It was a great match.
You got Logan Paul colors on, yellow and black. That's why you're wearing that.
Sorry?
You got Logan Paul's colors on, yellow and black. That's his colors.
No, these are the Steeler colors, bro. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. But you know what? I tell you what, straight up, this was a great match.
Oh yeah, loved it.
Now, it wasn't the typical Logan Paul match because he's had guys in there that are technicians working with him, right?
Mhm.
And put the shine on. This was a match where Logan Paul really had to step up his game and work a different style. And credit to John Cena as well. He worked really, really well with him.
It did.
And the styles clash was
That's
cool.
cool. That's
Now,
cool.
do you want to know why he did that?
Tribute to AJ Styles.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
he says, I only have 8 dates left. And I'm not going to be able to work with everyone who's influenced my career. And one of his greatest feuds, people will say, was that feud that he had with AJ. Some of the matches that those guys had
Yeah.
were amazing, absolutely amazing. And that's a testament to how good AJ is in carrying a veteran, even like John Cena, right?
Yeah.
He brought the best out of John Cena, and John Cena said, I want to come out of my own comfort zone and do something to show tribute to the guys that I'm
I
not
don't. We do. Yeah.
going to be able to work with, right? Logan Paul had nothing but praise for John Cena after the match as well, saying this was an amazing opportunity. And we got to see a different side of Logan Paul. Okay.
Mm.
It wasn't about flash or jumping off the top rope onto tables across, the other side of the ring. It was nothing like that. We got to see a Logan Paul that was actually grinding.
Mhm.
He was a mechanic.
He was. He looked.
In the
Looked
terms of wrestling world, you
Mhm.
have your high spot guys, you have this guy, but then you got your mechanics,
Mhm.
right? Stone Cold was a mechanic. He was that guy you could put out there. So a testament to Logan Paul. He put on a brilliant show.
Best. Yeah,
Couple
that one
flubs here
flub.
and there, but
What
nothing that we can argue about. These things happen,
Yeah,
right?
he slipped a
And
little bit of the rope. John Cena was way too far back to pull
yeah,
that off, so he hesitated.
yeah,
Cena should have known to get closer because he just
exactly.
wait. It happens.
Exactly. But on initial viewing, just from the
Mhm.
very first time you see it, it looks like, oh, Logan lost his footing. But then
Mhm.
when you watch it back, like I did, after we talked, I went back and watched it again. And I said, oh, okay, I see that now what happened there, right? He was too far away from the
Yeah,
landing spot and he fumbled it, but they recovered really nicely,
yeah, he
man.
pulled. You could tell if you
Um,
looking for it, but if not, I don't think a lot of people noticed it. But man, I gotta say one thing. That is definitely we've seen Logan do more spectacular things, as like you said, flying around. That move he did in the middle of the rope was amazing. But this is the best match that he's had, and Cena brought it out of him. And some of the moves Logan Paul pulled off, we've never seen him do before. He executed them brilliantly. When he fell down there, he popped right up and sprung him right down there. It was just absolutely super athletic, and like it was amazing to watch.
yeah.
And I love this feud. I hope it goes on. I think this feud's over now, but they've had some great promos. John Cena's been ripping on him, and I like how Logan would do a move and stand there and piss everybody off. Go so slow.
Yeah.
So it's really just well done.
And it's funny though, because in those promos, even though he was ripping him, he was elevating him.
He was, yeah.
Right? I mean, to the naked ear, to the untuned wrestling ear, you think, oh, why is he burning this guy? This and that, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, he was burning him, but he was shining on him as well, right? So it was good. I had no problem with him, man. I thought it was
The
great.
last match, I was looking at X. Is the first time that I've personally seen like WWE comments. 95% of people were saying we may hate Logan, but man, that was amazing what he did. So good. Like he works. Like usually they say, "Oh, this guy sucks." Shouldn't be. Now like we love this guy. That's how good he was.
And we are so quick to judge based on past discretions and everything else, but we got to remember, in the wrestling world, it's a different thing. So I like to separate what the man is outside of the ring compared to what he's doing in the business, right?
And even Professor Barrett was giving him his flowers.
Yeah, I know, dude. He did great. I mean, I'll give him credit where credit is due for the work that he pulled off, just the way he was able to adjust his style and execute what he executed.
You know what's funny? And I was just thinking about this, and somebody said it online in a roundabout way, and it got me thinking. Logan Paul is the most hated guy in wrestling. He's good at making you hate him, right? I love the guy myself. But you know what I mean? So now, eventually, one day in the next year, says when he ever does go face, he's going to be loved. Because he's so hated, he has the fans in his hand. When he does something, you know what I mean? They start loving him. Like, this guy is super talented.
Logan had stated that when he joined, he wanted to be a face. He did not want to be a heel. Right? And they told him, no, you got to be a heel. You got to be a heel. And yeah, one day when this guy does become a fan favorite, and I think he'll be embraced. I think he will. I know he wants to do more, and I hope they bring him back for more because he says he wants to be full time, right? So let's
I
see
don't know
what
if
they
you
do.
want Logan full time because he's such a special attraction. I think if they use him just right, the big shows come out on a Raw or SmackDown, the big feuds. If you see him all the time, might not feel as special.
I think
But he is that good.
full time for him would be a feud for every pay per view.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to be there for every show,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, probably the go home show and a couple shows in between. But yeah, I can see what you're saying. I appreciate that. But I think if he wants to step it up and he wants to get to that next level, I think they need to give him a bit more dates and kind of a bit more of a storyline. Get into the flow of it a bit more and bit the day-to-day side of it. You know what I mean?
I think
Um
a CM Punk and Logan Paul feud would be absolute money. The way
well,
those
hey,
guys can rip on each other on the mic. I mean, they
you know
kind of
what?
did that one time. That was great. Remember they went at it?
And we'll probably get that. Like I said, I think there's enough there right now. If LA Knight turns heel, you could have an LA Knight CM Punk
That'd
feud.
be
That's
good.
already, the foundation of it is already being poured, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can have him go with well, they've already done the LA Knight, but it might be a little different this time if he's a heel. Who knows, right? But there's a lot of options to see where they
Yeah.
play it out. All right, that was Clash in Paris.
Good show. Seven,
Not
seven,
bad.
seven and a half.
Yeah, seven out of 10. I had no problem with it. Let's
I
see where
really
they
enjoyed
go.
Barrett's comment. One more thing, I really enjoyed Barrett's commentating. Well, he was really putting over Logan Paul. He didn't say anything that wasn't true, but he said, "Who else, Michael, can fly with the best of them and slug it out with the heavyweights?" After he threw those amazing body shots, and that's true. Ray Barrett's right. Logan can do it all. And that's how talented this
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah. My only concern was that Cena didn't have the same effects of that right hand that other guys get.
Mm-hmm.
Which I found interesting because that's a really key part of Logan's
Yeah,
offense
right
is
hand.
that right hand, right? So if Cena's not getting knocked out or kicking out, will that affect that move going forward? I don't know. I'm just
I don't think
something
so.
I'm thinking.
Nobody's
Just
gonna.
something I'm thinking of. And keep in mind, guys, this is the first match that Logan Paul didn't have anyone come ringside to give him brass knuckles or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So Cena won clean.
Yeah.
Right? No outside interference, nothing. So good match. Good on Logan Paul,
So now
man.
we're gonna see. Now we can do is go. We're gonna go Cena and Brock here because that's gonna have to happen now.
It's gonna happen. Well, Brock didn't come out.
Nope, but I think the Logan Paul and Cena feud's over now. So
I
what
think
was Cena
no, it's over. He's only got 8 dates, right? So he can't keep fighting the same guy. I think Cody's the only guy that he fought twice.
Yeah.
Right. Other than that, everyone else has been a one-off. Randy's been a one-off. R-Truth one-off. Who else has he fought? Cody twice, right? Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble, Logan Paul. They're all pretty much one-offs, right? So we got WrestlePalooza. If you want to bring Rock back, it would be for that show because it's ESPN. And so let's see where they do with that now, right? We got what 3 weeks, 6 shows to build up that feud. If they're going to do it for
WrestlePalooza later because you don't want that him coming back to start getting stale.
Well, we haven't seen Brock since SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Right. So let's see what they do. I'm not sure, but I mean, you got basically 6 episodes to play with between the next 3 shows. The next show, WrestlePalooza, right? And that starts tonight on Raw, but it starts this morning on Raw, I guess, if you're on the West Coast. They're still in Europe, so this week's Raw will be in Europe. So it starts at 11 a.m. And yeah, so it's on right now as we're recording. Dominic versus AJ will be on tonight. That's one match I know for sure.
Okay.
Grayson Waller and the New Day versus the War Riders and Penta. So those are the only matches that I know that are for sure. I don't know if they're happening yet or if they even happened, but as we're recording on this Monday, Labor Day, we're Raw's on, so can't really comment on what's happening tonight. But we'll pick it up, I guess, and go from there. All right, brother man, that was all that. There's not much happening in the world of AEW.
One more thing I'll say before we wrap this up. Teddy Long was on a podcast. He talked for about 5 minutes about what it was like at Vince's birthday party. So this was a 2-night affair. So you know how Vince does it, right? AC/DC wasn't there. That wasn't true. Kid Rock wasn't there. That wasn't true. They asked him. There was a performer there, though. It was Jelly Roll.
Oh.
Jelly Roll did a few songs. Triple H did show up. He wasn't there for the dinners and stuff. He came and brought the granddaughters who came on stage, not with Triple H, and said, "You're happy birthday, Grandpa, blah, blah, blah." Triple H didn't stay long. It was You could feel, a little bit of tension. He ended up leaving, but he brought the grandkids there. And then, all the celebrities that we saw that were there. And Teddy Long was so impressed that he got to sit at a table with Vince and John Cena. He was at the other table. Lady came over and said, Teddy Long, you're sitting with Vince and John. And he's like, Teddy Long's just the referee, but they're good buddies, right? So,
well, hey man, you look at Teddy Long.
He said Kevin Dunn was there to produce the thing, and he goes, Vince was still organizing. You even go here, do this, do that. Like, he's still running like it was a Raw.
Yeah, I know. It was phenomenal. Good stuff there. Happy birthday, Vince McMahon, 80th birthday. Now, on the topic of Teddy Long, I only want to talk about this because you reminded me. We were talking about this yesterday as well about Teddy Long. Like, if you think about it, like, Prince Nana, the guy that's with Swerve,
he
does that dance, whatever it is. That was a horrible impression done by me. So we were thinking, I asked Mike because he's a big fan of his. I go, are you a huge fan of Prince Nana? He goes, yeah, man. I go, well, who do you think is the god? Do you think is the pioneering father of that role? And they kind of looked at me. I said, I think it's Teddy Long.
Oh, for sure.
Right? I mean, the Teddy Long dance that he used to do, right? I mean, he's the original dance
great
man,
Raw manager or SmackDown, whatever he was. He was great at that role.
And think about it, man. He was being general manager. He was a referee. He was the referee for Doom, which is Ron Simmons and Butch Reed, back in WCW, right? So this guy's been around forever. But then the professor came in with this. But before Teddy Long, it was Slick.
Yeah.
Right? Jive Soul Bro. So, I mean, you look at the progression of that role, man, and it's been great. Unfortunately, Nana's in AEW, but if he was in WWE doing that dance,
I don't really like Prince. I don't think he's very good myself.
It doesn't matter. It's just his dance. Dude.
Yeah, no, it's not on the level of Slick Rick or Teddy Long.
No. I'm just talking about the dance and the entrance, right? I mean, when I think of Prince Nana, I just think of his dance. Other than that, I don't really see too much of him, right? So talk about that. All right, just a couple things I want to touch on here very quickly. So we talked about Psycho Stu and Raja Rampage, right? This is something really kind of interesting here that I wanted to bring up for you. So Psycho Stu family issued the following statement. Can I paraphrase this?
Right.
All right, so Stu has been released from the hospital and is now home resting. He sustained a serious head injury and was unconscious upon arrival to the ER. His injuries include trauma to both his upper and lower jaw, a laceration to his upper lip, and a fracture to the maxilla bone, which is which has resulted in the loss of several teeth.
Yeah.
This dude got the shit kicked out of him. So he's at home recovering. So I'm under the impression he's going to file a lawsuit now. And, your thoughts on that, man, now that you've had a bit more time to think about it.
Well, like I said on the show, Raj's 100% at fault. I said that before. Yeah, okay, so he did the beer can thing to you, but then you let it go. It was squashed, worked out, and understood. And then all of a sudden you go like that. So you held it and you tricked everybody backstage. The guy, Raj, is an animal. Some people are saying attempted murder, but I think it's a little extreme. It wasn't attempted murder, but he wanted to beat the crap out of the guy and knock him punch. He wasn't trying to kill him. But some judges might see that as attempted murder. I just think he's a loose cannon. Should never wrestle again, but he will. Some people book him. Some indie show will book him somewhere, and he's in a lot of trouble, man. He's going to be. I don't think he has much money. Like his dad can be paying out.
Well, I mean, do you think he goes to jail? It's a felony, man.
I know they haven't arrested him yet.
They haven't arrested him yet, but I don't know if he's pressed charges either, though, right? But again, like I said, I mean, and someone commented on our last episode that it's jail 100%, this and that. But I think we got to, and I'm not disagreeing with that guy's comment. I think he's not wrong in any way. We're just trying to give you both sides of the picture here. Yeah. I mean, the reality of it is, Raja wouldn't have done what he had done if this Stu guy hadn't been drunk backstage. Let's not forget that. Let's be honest, right?
I think if he would have punched him a couple times and stopped, nobody would have thought twice. But
nobody would stop. But you poked a bear. Okay, his father and the kind of temper he has. So, quite frankly, it's modeled behavior, right? If you're an asshole, your kids are going to be assholes.
Yeah.
Right? They model who you are, especially fathers. Right? Even if you have a little girl, you look at the little princess and little Miss. If you actually step back and see what their mannerisms are, they're little versions of you and me. Right? Boys tend to go.
Funny that you say that. Yesterday, I was watching a show called American Pickers, and they dug out an 80-year-old Indian motorcycle out of the ground that Buddy buried. Nova actually sat there the whole time and watched it. I thought she'd be bored with it, but yeah, they had this old rusted bike dug in the ground for like 80 years, and they found it.
Yeah.
Well, she actually enjoyed it. So
Yeah. No, that was sick.
You're right,
That was
though. They
sick.
take the personality of the parents.
Yeah, right. So
You
I
gotta be
mean,
careful how you treat them.
but
Yeah.
Psycho Stu Rikishi, I hold Rikishi responsible a little bit too.
Was
in
he
this
backstage
situation.
when this happened?
I have no idea, dude, but it's his promotion and he should know better. No one should be drinking before a show.
No, absolutely.
Right? I mean, but just the fact that they were sitting there drinking before the show is wrong.
Even at our level, and Rikishi's way higher than us, we won't even let you out there if you're doing that. So if we know that, how does he not know that?
Well, that's the thing, right? So just the fact that Psycho Stu did what he did, I mean, we can't. I'm not saying he deserved what he got, but he shouldn't have done what he did either.
I agree. He started it. A couple of punches would have been okay and let it be, but to severely hit him like that nonstop, the guy was unconscious. He kept hitting him. That's the part.
But no one's stopping you, right? Like in the UFC, if the referee doesn't stop you, they're going to keep pounding on you, even if you're knocked out, unless you have a sense.
Yeah.
Right. The fighters that have common sense will stop.
Yeah.
Right. They won't hit you again because they know you're already knocked out. It's that respect.
Right. Yeah.
It's those guys like in the past would sit there and keep hammering on you. That's where the damage is. It's not that initial shot. It's all the shots after you're knocked out where you have no way of protecting yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, I saw Psycho Stu. He's on Instagram. Follow that guy, man. He looks like I don't want to say toothless and make fun of him now because he's lost his teeth, but he just looks like a drunken trailer park redneck white trash guy. You seen the guy?
No, dude, he's an indie. He is the epitome of indie wrestling.
100%.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's not being disrespectful to anyone on the indie scene, but he is the epitome of what indie wrestling is, right?
Yeah.
You're basically not going to get your shot. This is it. And all your glory is going to be this.
We've had a couple guys come up for the ranks, but it's very rare. Yeah.
Yeah. And quite frankly, if anything, this is his 15 minutes of fame. I'm the wrestling guy, right?
Mm.
I've never heard of Psycho Stu until this happened.
Nobody has. Unless you live in
that. There you go. So he's got his 15 minutes of fame.
They're probably got a big podcast or something. He's got Chris Van Fleet or something. If he's smart, he runs with this.
Well, let's see what he does, right? But I mean, if he ever comes on here, I'm going to call him out and say, dude, first off, you shouldn't be drinking.
No.
I'm sorry this happened to you, but you shouldn't be drinking. I don't care. I mean, especially when you're doing the stuff that wrestlers do.
You're going to kill somebody.
All right. You're going to be intoxicated. I'm not anyone to judge anybody. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're going to do your drugs and stuff. Do them after your match. Don't do them before your match. Be sober.
Jeff Hardy. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you're going to hurt somebody, if not yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Takes two to tangle in professional wrestling. It's not like a regular combat sport. Mm-hmm. You have to be in sync with one another in order to make it look good. And if you don't do that, then you're a bad dance partner.
Yeah.
Very simply. All right, John Cena could achieve a major milestone at WrestlePalooza if he competes there. So currently, right now, John Cena sits at 99 pay-per-views, PLEs, whatever you want to call them, victories right now throughout his whole career.
Mm-hmm.
So if he goes on to WrestlePalooza and wins, he will get the 100 mark. Right now, The Undertaker holds the record for 107 PLE pay-per-view wins. Second place is John Cena with 99, Triple H at 92, and Randy Orton with 81 victories at major events. So, nice little class there. I don't think you'll catch the Taker.
No, I'll get to 100, maybe 101. That's it.
Right now, I don't think anyone's going to catch the Taker. That's his to lose, right?
Orton's got to win 26 more. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, just looking at it and whatnot. So, it's a hard road to sow, but never say never, right? I mean, you never know. But right now, it looks like Taker will be untouched in that category.
Unless some young up and comer guy gets it one day.
Yeah. Last thing I want to talk about here, man, and this came out of Paris, and I understand it, but I also think there has to be a better way of doing it. So Rhea Ripley was just walking to her Uber in Paris, and people noticed her, and they swarmed her. And I guess that can be intimidating. I don't care how big and strong you are as a woman or how you are as a Rhea Ripley. That's still a daunting experience being surrounded by so many people. she complained online saying, "Hey, we're humans as well. Leave us be. Like if we're just out and about, let us be." But you got to keep in mind, you guys are athletes, and especially at the level that you are, Rhea. With all due respect, maybe you should have had some bodyguards or some
I
people
was just
with
about to
you.
ask you, so where's security? Where's the bodyguard? Number like so it's 50-50. Like I agree with what she's saying, but
Yeah,
here's the thing: you're paid millions of dollars
yeah,
to play to do what people want to do as kids.
yeah,
You're basically getting paid to be a kid. You go, you
exactly.
wrestle millions of dollars. With all the fans, you're working at Walmart.
Yeah.
So should they touch her? Should they intimidate her? No, but fans got to. I don't think anybody's physical with her.
I think it was just more that feeling of like, being pressed up against the door of the car. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
she couldn't move. She couldn't, and I understand that. And I just think that I think WWE needs to do a better job. I think wrestling in general needs to do a better job of protecting their athletes if that's the case. I mean, it's
Well, they're
unfair.
technically wrestlers are independent contractors. She makes a lot of money. She has to
Yeah.
pay for her own bodyguard or
No,
security.
hey, perhaps you're
But
right.
I
I
don't
don't know
agree
the
with what the
details.
fans did. I'm just saying, like the other shoe is like you make a lot of money. Look
Yeah.
at Hulk Hogan, man. The guy can go anywhere.
No,
He
I
loves
get
it.
that, but
But
he's
it's
a
different when
guy
it's a
though.
woman than a guy. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a difference between the woman and the guy, right? I mean, that's I think the biggest thing here. As strong and powerful as she is, with all due respect, you and I could probably beat her up in real
Easily,
life. I'm
easily.
just saying. I'm
Yeah, I
not
know. I know
saying
what you're saying. Yeah, I get it. I get
right.
it. Unfortunate that happened to her, but that comes with the territory, right?
Yeah, but because of incidents like that, it makes people more wary, and it
Mm-hmm.
takes away from the experience of other fans later on.
They're waiting for her at that hotel too. They knew she was there, just waiting for her.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate, right? Just having a bunch of dudes swarm you too, and
Mm.
it's grown men.
Yeah, I know that's weird.
Right? That's the weird part of it all. Like, just like copping a feel, this and that. Like,
Well, that's the thing. Guys get weird. They might have said something weirdly sexual to her. Who knows? So these guys get pretty weird. A lot of
yeah,
horned
yeah.
out wrestling fans.
And they're in Paris.
Yeah.
Right? Those guys in Paris are a little, from what I understand, they can be a little aggressive.
Yeah, you know what? You should make so much money out of town. Just call up a local bodyguard company. Hey, need a bodyguard here. I'll be at the door. Some big dude, 6'8", clear the path, and then you go. Cost you a couple bucks, but it's your safety too. She's multi-millionaire.
No, 100%. All right, brother, man. Let's wrap it up here.
Yeah.
We got the show in the can. Everything is everything. AEW. We'll pick up on that this week. Pretty quiet week in AEW world, so nothing really much to report unless you have anything.
Now the biggest story is Jericho's come back to WWE. Dude, I guess he probably will. Do we really need him at almost 60? I guess do a quick little run, little nostalgia, have a match or two, and send him off.
Well, I mean, him and Punk could go. I mean, they move at the same pace now.
Yeah, slow man, slow.
Right.
Man.
So, I mean, if we're going to do something like that, but I mean, if he does come back, I don't know how he fits in, right? I mean, he's not your atypical guy coming back. I don't think he's a system guy. I don't think he's a guy who wants to buy into it. Maybe he just comes
I don't
back
know,
to
and
the
I don't
Hall
know
of
if
Fame.
they'll be able to control him. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll go from there. All right. I'm Bobby Sampson. He is Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great ACDC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. And guys, remember, like we said at the top of the show, you can catch us on Spotify, on Apple Music. That is for the audio side of it. If you want to see our beautiful mugs, then you can tune in to our YouTube channel at Samp and Chance. And more importantly, now we're also available on the WSN network. They show our stuff on the Facebook page. So we're in the metaverse, man.
That's cool. Yeah.
We're there. You can also find us on Roku with the WSN and the newly launched Patreon channel. Guys, make sure to check that out. It's a lot of fun, a lot of great content. Hit it up. All right, guys and gals, very simply put, it's Labor Day. So enjoy the last day before we get back into reality and get back into the grind. Football starts this week, so all the good stuff starts. It's time to pull out the sweaters, time to pull out the hoodies. We're getting to that part of the year, man. So yeah, everything is beautiful. And remember, most importantly, focus on the things that are in front of you and that you have and that you can build off of. Stop focusing on the things that you don't have, because the more you focus on the don't haves, the less you're going to have.
Exactly. Well said.
Right? Work hard to get the things that you don't have and cherish and love the things that are right in front of you. I'm talking about your family. I'm talking about your kids. I'm talking about the things that you have. You complain that you don't have the newest phone. Well, at least you have a fucking phone.
Exactly.
Right? Samp and Chance are out. We have something special for you in boxing, hopefully. Fingers crossed. But you'll find out Thursday. Samp and Chance are out.